Okay, so for step one, you'll need a big sheet, two half sheets, a ruler, a pencil. Although you will be using a pencil, I will be using a pen. That way it will show up better in the video. So the first thing that we're going to do, starting with the big sheet, is that we're going to write our name at the bottom of the paper. I want your first and last name. Okay, we're going to write our name on the second sheet of paper. And lastly, we're going to write our first and last name on the third sheet of paper. Now, we can put the two half sheets away, and let's start with the big sheet. Okay, so you're going to be using the inches side of your ruler. So find that side that says inch. Now notice where the 0 is at. You see that first line, that first black line is where your 0 is at. That is where you are going to line your paper up, okay? Do not line your paper up with the side of the ruler. I want you to line your paper up with the black line that says 0. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so again, take your ruler at the top of your paper. Notice right now I have the line that says 0 lined up with the edge of my paper, not the side of the ruler. I have the line with the 0 lined up with the paper. And from here on, I'm going to mark every inch. So put a dash on 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, and keep making your way down until the end of the paper. Okay, so once you get to the end of the 12th inch, you will use your ruler. Again, line your 0 up with your last line. Do not line the end of the ruler, but line it up at the 0 dash, and then begin to make your inch marks to the end of the paper. Good. Okay, so everything that we did at the top, we are also going to do at the bottom. So again, very important, guys, line the 0 dash with the end of your paper and begin making your inch marks. Okay, great. Now what you're going to do with your ruler is you are going to use the top and bottom measurements that you took. You're going to line your ruler against those two dashes, and then you will draw a straight line. Make sure that when you are holding your ruler, you are holding it very firm, and you are holding it as far apart with your hands as you can. If you hold it in the middle, that will not work. You need to make sure that your fingers are far apart when you are holding the ruler. Okay, so just like so, I matched my ruler up with both of my dashes, and then I drew a straight line going down. So we are going to do that until our entire paper is done. Make sure that you take your time. Make sure that you are lining them up perfectly. And make sure that when you draw your line, your ruler does not move. If your ruler moves and you did not finish off at the point you're supposed to, take an eraser, erase it, and try it again. Okay, so now let's begin working on our smaller halves. Grab one, and basically the exact same thing that we did with our big sheet is what we're going to do with our small sheet. We're going to start with the 0 notch. Again, do not line the edge of your ruler up with your paper. We are lining up the 0 inch mark with our paper, and then we are going to begin marking our 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and so on down our paper. Okay, so that's the top. Let's move down to the bottom. Same thing. Line it up with the 0 dash mark and begin to mark your inches. Okay, and now we are going to line up our top and bottom dash marks, and we are going to draw a line going down. Remember to hold your ruler as tight and hard as you can, that way it will not move. Remember to spread your fingers out along the ruler instead of holding it all in one place. This helps you keep your ruler steady. Okay, great. Let's move on to our last sheet. We are going to do the same exact thing. Line it up, not at the side of the ruler, but the 0-inch mark. And then begin to mark your 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and so forth. Okay, let's do the same thing at the bottom. Line it up with your 0-inch mark. And lastly, we are going to line up our top and bottom dashes and connect them with a straight line. Okay, so we have our big sheet and our 2 half sheets lined up. That will complete step 1.